It doesn't get much more southern than Bruton, Alabama. And today I've asked Chef Adam Manasco of Camp 31 to step away from the barbecue menu and try something uniquely southern. Today we're going to be taking a look at catfish, but not your standard fried catfish. This is catfish moved up a notch. Stay tuned as we take a look at what's cooking at Camp 31 in Bruton, Alabama. Tell us about this building and how you came to be here with this.
Well, this building originally, the Camp 31 side was built in 1898. The front was built in 1908, and it's always been the Luttrell hardware for years and years, and Pensacola Mill Supply. And we actually still have the little plow up on the very top. Has made it through all the hurricanes and crazy weather around here. But I knew of Larry from the old restaurant up on the north side of town, and I graduated with his son Paul. So we sort of always knew each other, and I was working out at the country club, and he called me and had a great opportunity for me. You know, I've always said there's two things to be successful. You have to have reputation and relationships. You know, and he already had the reputation, and it was just for us to build the relationships with the new crowd that are experiencing Camp 31 for the first time. So it was really an easy move, and we've been open about 4.5, almost 5 years, and still growing and trying to expand in both buildings. So
I asked you to do something for me today. We're kind of getting into this cooking thing, and I'm talking about dishes that are unique to Bruton, and you're unique to Bruton. You're a Bruton boy, so
I am. I'm born and raised here. Graduated in '90, coming up on a 30-year reunion this year. So I moved off. I worked for many great restaurants. From a lot of people probably know Bayside Grill down in Orange Beach back in the heyday, and then Fleming's Prime Steakhouse and Wine Bar. I was with them for about 10 years, and then through different things needed to come home, and how it's funny how Bruton draws you back home. But I came home to help mother with my grandparents, and was able to get up with the country club and really bring my sort of expertise and flavor to some new and creative dishes, so like the one I'm going to be doing today.
Tell us about what we're going to do. I asked you to prepare what for me today?
Well, something sort of that relates to hometown Bruton, and something that anybody can go and get the ingredients for and be able to make it home. So today we're going to be doing a panade catfish, which is just a fancy word for pan-fried. Panade catfish with a Conecuh sausage, Cajun cream sauce, and Cuban yellow rice.
Wow. All right, so now I guess we need to follow you into your kingdom, which is where?
There you go. We're going to go in the kitchen and take over the saute area and make this up so everybody can see how to make it. And I'll sort of go over the recipe as we're going along.
All right, we'll follow you.
All right, we're right that way. All right, first we're going to start off with the panade catfish. We're going to put in clarified butter. Take your butter, put it in the microwave for about 1.5 minutes in a microwave-safe dish. The butter will melt sort of to the bottom, and you'll see a nice white foamy on top. Just clear that off. That's the butter fats. That way you have a nice, clean butter for you to use for your pan frying. We got this heating up right now. In our flour, we have salt, pepper, garlic, about 2 tablespoons of salt, 1 tablespoon of pepper, and 1/2 tablespoon of garlic. We have our catfish fillets, about 5 ounces worth. We have 6 ounces of our Conecuh sausage for our sauce, 1.5 tablespoons of salt, 1/2 tablespoon of black pepper, and 1.5 tablespoons of blackening seasoning. Now we can make the blackening season with paprika and all the other things, but to me it's just easier just to buy the blackening season at the store. Paul Perdon makes a great one, Blackened Fish Magic, as good as you're going to get. And then our 2 cups of heavy cream to finish off our sauce. Looks like our butter's just about ready, and we're going to get started. When you're doing your fish, you always have a belly side, which is going to be your presentation side. If you cook on the back side first, the fish is going to fold up and it's just not going to be a very good looking plate. So you always want to start with your belly side down first. Just nice, light.
So you haven't put any kind of wash or anything on this fish at all?
No wash, it's just dry. It's just going to be lightly pan fried. We don't want too much of a crust. We're really just trying to get some seasoning onto it without having, more like usually it's a cornmeal base, but with this we're just going to do a nice light flourly season, dredge it in here. Gives it a nice real crisp outside and keeps the nice moist inside. Make sure you always put your fish in away from you, that way you don't splash yourself with grease. Now we will cook this on both sides and then we'll transfer it to the oven to finish off. And while we're doing that, we'll go ahead and make our sauce. So just take us a couple of minutes to get these ready to go in the oven, then we'll get started on the sauce. While this is pan frying, we're going to go ahead and start our Cajun cream sauce. Now here's the best part right here, some nice bacon grease. Oh yes, that's some grandmother's love right there. Country soul. All right, first thing you're going to do is you're going to render off your sausage. You go ahead and add your seasoning. I'm going to add your salt, which is 1.5 teaspoons. Your black pepper, which is 1/2 teaspoon. 1.5 tablespoons of your blackening magic. Now let this saute down.
So you're looking at something that's like a two-pan dish here.
It is. It's going to be a 2-pan dish, or you can really, if you wanted to. Once you do your catfish fillets in here, you can actually save some of the drippings and use one pan and make your sauce in there. But in the restaurant, we usually do two pans just for a little bit faster. All right, after this renders down, you're going to add your heavy cream, 2 cups. And as this cooks and brings everything together, it's going to thicken up. It's really going to become sauce-like. And we'll use it to put on the bottom with the Cuban yellow rice. And then we'll put the catfish fillets on top.
Now what kind of doneness are you looking for in the pan there?
I'm just doing really a nice sort of a golden brown on the top to get a nice char. But for the most part, it'll be finished off in the oven. Most time, you don't have to cook it till it's dead. About 3/4, 85%. You want to still lose, keep some nice juiciness in the fish. You don't want to overcook it where it's dry. Doesn't take very long in the oven, maybe about 3 or 4 more minutes as our sauce renders down and sort of thickens up. And as we're waiting for that, we'll get the Cuban yellow rice out and we'll get ready to plate up. We'll finish up here in just a minute. All right, we're going to be taking the catfish out of the clarified butter. We do 1 order per pan. Take about 2 minutes in the oven to finish these off, and we'll be ready to plate up and dig in. All right, as as our sauce is starting to thicken up, you can tell it's bubbling really good and starting to simmer. You can see it's starting to turn a little bit of orange from the blackening season. It's really going to start to get that nice rich flavor. You can reduce it down until the point, the thickness you want. It's probably a little more than gravy thickness. You don't want it to be too runny. You want to be able to adhere to the fish and really coat it really well. It won't take about another minute, minute and a half, and we'll be ready to go.
Now you have to be careful to keep it moving, to keep it from burning. I mean, what's the secret on the sauce?
It is with the sauce, you know, you just want to make sure that the sausage and the different particles don't settle on the bottom and start to scorch. So you want to keep it moving. Besides just keeping it off the bottom, to help infuse the flavors throughout the whole dish. All right, you want to make sure, see how it's starting to get nice and thick and really come together. You always want to taste it, make sure it's where you're looking for. That's going to be delicious.
Now, what are the two flavors you're marrying here together with this dish, Adam?
It's really the sweetness and the tenderness of the catfish that goes along with the saffron of the rice, which is a nice, more of an Indian, Mediterranean, but it really goes good as a combination with the Cajun cream sauce and the catfish. You're looking for the spiciness of the Conecuh sausage and also the creaminess from the heavy cream and the garlic and the richness. It all comes together. We're really going to enjoy this here in just a few minutes. All right. All right, our sauce is finishing up. We're getting ready to get the catfish out of the oven. We've got our saffron yellow rice out of the oven as well. It's ready to start plating. We have some chopped parsley. When you're doing your parsley, when you chop it, put it in a little rag, put it under the water and squeeze it, and that'll get some of the chlorophyll out of it. And it'll help not where your parsley won't clump up and be all sort of black looking. It'll be nice and dry, and it's a little bit easier for sprinkling to make your dish look really nice. As you can see, the catfish came out. It's a nice golden brown. It's going to be nice and tender to the touch. Oh yeah, that's going to be nice there. We're going to put our Cuban yellow rice. Down the middle of the plate. You just really sort of form it where you can pour the sauce. As you can see, we still got some of that good Conecuh sausage there on the bottom. So you want to make sure you get that in your sauce. Make sure you put plenty of that good old Conecuh in there. All right, we're going to finish off just sort of on each side. You're going to put the headpiece towards the front, sort of shingle it. We'll have our nice fresh cut parsley. And there we have our panade catfish with a Conecuh sausage, Cajun cream sauce with saffron yellow rice. Now let's go let everybody try it and see how they love it. Today we're going to be trying a panade catfish with a Conecuh sausage Cajun cream sauce with saffron yellow rice.
That is good. It's really good.
That's pretty good.
That is really good.
I don't blame you.
That is really good.
Well, Adam, thank you for having us here today. We'll be doing more of these for the city of Brewton, and I'm sure you're going to have another recipe for us later on.
Absolutely. The next one we'll be doing, instead of crab cakes, we're going to be doing another catfish dish. I'll be doing some nice catfish cakes that Matt Barnes and I won third place at the wildlife game in Selma a couple of years ago, so I know y'all will really enjoy it.
We're going to have some other things coming up. Just stay tuned and watch Brewton TV, and there's no telling where we'll be next. Stay tuned.
The quietness usually tells the tale. When they're quiet, that means it's good. We certainly appreciate everyone tuning in, and I hope y'all enjoy the recipe. This isn't necessarily something we would serve at Camp 31, but we have our other restaurant that we do on Thursday nights that we'll be opening up somewhere around the 1st of August. City View. It's on our second floor of the Hourglass. We do a little more upscale food, upscale beverages with better bourbons, better scotches, things like that. This is one of the type of dishes that we would be doing over there. If you're looking for something a little different, something a little more upscale, you can get it right here in Brewton at the City View on Thursday nights. We have great steaks. Kyle and BJ are some of our great grillers. They do fantastic steaks. You will not be disappointed. Please come down here and see us at Camp 31. Ask for me, Chef Adam. I'll come out and tell you hi.